How's it going, Jaylan? A terrific individual season for you, and obviously being an in-state kid, this game comes up. What would it mean to you to get a win in this game?
Uh, it'll mean a lot. Just not just for me personally, but for the team. The program, the state. Just changing the whole narrative about South Carolina football. That's really all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about myself. Just trying to change the narrative about the program.
How appreciative are you to be able to be here again this year with last year getting that free year basically? How much do you feel like that's benefited you, and how fun has that been?
I'm very appreciative. First and foremost, I got to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't be able to do it. But it's been a great experience. Just coming back and, like I said, being the foundation for a new coaching staff and turning the program around. That's kind of the thing I kind of enjoyed the most about it. Just being the foundation of the program.
Have any of the guys on the team that are, I guess, left with the decision, like what do they want to do moving forward? You don't have to, I guess, give any specifics necessarily, but do you talk about that generally with any of the guys about, hey, maybe you want to take advantage of that last opportunity?
Not yet. We just try to focus on the opponent that's ahead of us. We worry about all that after the season. Then I kind of give my input on it, but ultimately it's up to those guys, what they feel like is best for them.
You have a lot of guys on the team who haven't experienced the Carolina-Clemson rivalry game. He's freshmen, transfers, a guy like Jason Brown who said he had really never heard of the rivalry before getting here. What kind of conversations do you have with those guys to let them know what it's all about and what type of atmosphere to expect on Saturday night?
I say the best thing is pull up videos of when, I say 2013, I think when we had the streak or whatever. Like, the atmosphere is going to be crazy here in William Bryce. I mean, the fans been looking forward to this. We didn't get to play them last year, so, the fans have been waiting on this matchup. Just tell them, it's another football game. The fans going to be excited, but as long as we do what we do, everything be good.
Jaylan, what have you seen from Clemson offensively, and what's going to be the trick to stopping an offense that seems like it's kind of found its rhythm over the last couple of weeks?
Same as every week, stop the run. You stop the run, kind of make teams one-dimensional. They're slowing down a lot. So we stop the run, I think we'll be very good.
Jaylan, I know this won't be your first South Carolina Clemson game, but when you get out there, say whether it's first series or second series, you make a big play. How do you not allow that to how do you not allow your emotions to run too high in a game of this magnitude and it has these types of ramifications to it?
I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of been thinking about that all week, to be honest. Just knowing that, it's another play. You have to keep a calm head because you worry too much about the play you just made, you're going to miss the next play. So, just kind of keeping that same level-headed and just know every play is going to be different and move on.
I mean, your journey has been incredible. Come in here as a walk-on, and now your final time of going out there at Williams-Brice this weekend. I mean, has it kind of hit you a little bit, and what would you kind of tell people who, have been the underdog and have been counted out, and maybe they say, hey, I'm not going to go do the walk-on route?
I kind of just got emotional in here, like coming in here. I kind of trying not to be thinking about it. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, first and foremost, I got to thank God because, without him, it wouldn't have been possible. For those underdogs, just believe in yourself, keep the faith, keep God first, and you work hard, man, you can achieve anything you want to. Don't ever let nobody put a lid on you because people are going to tell you what you can't do. So, just go out there and try to prove them wrong.
Jaylan, obviously, the season you're having, was there a point either in the preseason or maybe early this year that you felt like I'm ready to have the season that you are having. I mean, was there some point that it clicked, that it worked for you? I mean, when did you really feel like that? I mean, for lack of a better term, that flip switched.
Honestly, just this summer, just putting in countless hours, putting in the work, just knowing, this was my last chance to give it all I got. So, in order to get those results you want, you got to do things you never done before. And, just putting in that work on time in, time out, just making sure, like, when the season came, I was actually prepared. So I was kind of confident since the first game, and, ever since then, just been running with it.
Jaylan, and to that, with the caliber of season that you've put together, has life for you around Columbia, around campus, has it changed for you at all from, say, this time last year versus now?
A little bit. I'd probably say social media probably is the one that's changed the most. You get your name called a lot. A lot of people start following your page and liking your stuff. So that's probably the biggest change. But I kind of try not to worry about that. Just try to play ball, do what I do.